welcome back to Four Little Bears Gifts. This is the second part of the Mega Stash Buster. If you haven't seen the previous video on how to cut the files for this free PDF, go ahead and do that. The free PDF is on a Google Drive that will be linked below this video. If you do follow this, please follow me on social media and let me see what you've done. I would love to see your creativity. In this video, we're going to be putting it all together. We'll make your Z-fold card bases for card 6 and your gatefold card bases for card 4, and then see how we put it all together. Getting started with your Z-fold card base, which is for card number 6, you're going to cut 4 pieces of cardstock, any color you'd like for your background layer, to 9.5 by 5.5 inches. You'll score each piece at 1.625 inches and 5.25 inches. And then you'll fold line 2 as you would a normal card and fold line 1 back in the opposite direction. And you can see how that's done. Your gatefold card base, you're going to cut 4 pieces of cardstock to 9.75 inches. Score each piece at 2.25 and 6.5. And you'll see there that I've got a little asterisk in the instructions. If your scoreboard, like mine, only scores to 6 inches, flip the cardstock and score, instead of the 6.5 inch, score at 3.25 inches on that other side. For card number 1, you're going to use pattern papers 1 and 2. And then this one, you're going to use whichever side of that double-sided pattern paper that you think looks best. You're going to line it all up and glue it down. And then once it's glued down, you'll trim off the excess. For each of these, you're going to repeat the process 4 times to finish out all 4 cards that are in that set. All right, on to card number 2. Again, there'll be 4 of these, so you'll do it 4 times. You're going to use 1 and 5 for this of the designer paper. So this one's interesting. You're going to flip one of the angled pieces to be the reverse side. So you'll just want to make sure that you match these all up so that they work right. Or the other way you can do it is change the design however you like. You can make it go whichever direction you prefer. And again, these are the ones that I fishtailed the ends of paper 5 It's not necessary. You could leave that flat if you wanted. I just like the little added detail. For card number 3, you're going to use 3 pieces of designer paper, 1, 2, and 3. Kind of flip them around because they're double-sided. Flip them around, see how you like them. I use the grids on my mat to kind of help determine how far apart they should go, but by all means, these do not have to be perfect. Mine are definitely not perfect, and they'll look cute however you put them. Design number 4, or card number 4, is going to use designer paper 3 and 4. Again, you're going to follow those instructions for the gatefold card so that they end up being the right direction for you. Now on these, again, they're double-sided papers. You can mix and match them however you choose and just make them look great. And you can follow the instructions as I'm doing it to see kind of how those get laid out. Be careful on this part. Make sure you're only putting glue on the side that you want to be your flap so that you don't glue the whole card together. For card number 5, there's an optional matting layer. I've chosen to emboss a pearlescent piece of cardstock. It's really hard to see on video, but you could use anything here. Just another complementary color cardstock, another pattern paper, anything that suits your fancy here. Other than that, kind of follow your heart and do whatever you like to do on this one. Thanks for sticking with me. If you stuck around this far, card number 6 is our last card. It's the Z-Fold card. It uses exclusively designer paper 5. So again, you follow the instructions for the Z-Fold card. And then again, do as your heart desires. Whatever suits your fancy here, do whatever looks right. Z-Fold cards are probably my absolute favorite cards. And again, the caution is do not glue this closed. For the bonus cards, I'm going to use a few matting layers to make it look a little bit more intentional on the page. And then I'm going to try something with these long strips. When I did this, I wasn't quite sure how it was going to work, but it did end up looking really, really pretty. So I'm going to place a strip all the way across and kind of snip that off. And then with my extra piece, I'm gonna sort of fold it over and make a sort of like a little bow out of the paper that's left over. So right now I'm just stretching the paper, kind of working it into more of a curved shape so that it curves nicer, and just shaping it over itself, sort of in the shape of a bow. I'm going to use a pencil to help get that curl a little nicer. And again, I'll just fold it over on itself until it resembles a little paper bow. There's a little bit of excess, which is great because that's going to end up being the center piece of our bow. But yeah, so we'll glue it all together, glue it down, and then we'll glue our centerpiece on and then glue it down. hole punch here to help me get a nicer curve from the inside of that bow into the middle. I don't think it's entirely necessary, but it does give it a little bit more of a bow shape. Card number 2, same exact thing, except for possibly a little bit more confident on the bow portion of this. So here's the giant stack of completed cards. This is going to get you so close to all of your goals for Christmas card making and mega stash busting bulk making cards. thanks for sticking around this far. This is going to make a great stash buster. You're going to make a lot of cards with only 5 double-sided sheets of 12 by 12. And it's great for mass producing a lot of cards really, really fast. I'll give you a tip. I did make this with one-sided papers and I doubled it. So out of 10 sheets of one-sided paper, I ended up making 48 cards and 4 bonus cards. So it's really easy to scale up. You can do this with anything. I really hope you enjoy this and I really hope you give it a try.